popping? It's your girl Lori Victoria back with our second YouTube video, and today we're going to do a mukbang. And I have seafood. I know y'all can't see it, and I do apologize. I'm gonna see if I can scoot back. But we got crab legs, no crab legs, one lobster tail, some shrimp with the head off, and some potatoes. I'm not really a corn person, so I got extra potatoes. And this is our butter sauce. At the restaurant, I asked for garlic butter and lemon pepper, but when I came home, I did lemon pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, and Creole seasoning. So I put that in there. For my drink, right here, we got some peach tea from the Chinese restaurant because they made the best sweet tea. So yeah, and we're gonna do a mukbang and a story time because I got my nails done today. It's not by my nail tech. I went to the nail shop, so they based it, but they go in the dark. So and I was thinking, like, we need to do a story time about our worst nail experience ever, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna see if I can slide back. I'm sorry if like the camera's shaking. That's because we got a special guest. She over here licking on her paw, but she here, so yeah. So we just gonna dive straight on into it. This actually happened a couple of months, March, because Corona, we got off work in March. So yeah, so in March. So guys, I'm that person who always had their nails done, like always had their nails done. So when the shops was closed, I was panicking because I'm like, dang, like I need to go to the nail shop. So I'm asking people like, hey, do y'all know anybody that do nails? And they're like, no, or they're not taking new clients because they said once the nail shop open, y'all gonna go back to the nail shop, da 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 da. And the girl who do my nails at the nail shop, she see Paris, say hey to the camera. Okay, well now she had the frame. So but the girl who do my nails, she wasn't at the nail shop anymore. And for me to go to somebody else who was like outside of the nail shop, I wanted like ombre and full rhinestones and marbly fit, like stuff like that. So I'm asking around, and this dude I know said, hey, I know a girl who was doing nails. She said she'll take you. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Send me her information. Let me look at some of her work. Her work was good. Like, it was okay. Like, I didn't see like encapsulated nails or marble or something that like I wanted, but I just needed my nails done because I'm thinking Corona gonna be gone in like 4 weeks. So I'm gonna go back to the nail shop anyway. Like, I knew unless her work was quality, I was gonna keep going. So this sounds good. I did that. So I hit the girl up. Yeah, look at this. Can y'all see that? They didn't even clean the shrimp. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see it, but they didn't even clean the shrimp. Okay. So he sent me her Instagram link, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, cool, bet. So I go book with her. Now, at this time, I'm not seeing anything on there. I'm just seeing like her nails, and they say a $10 deposit and da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, cool, bet. So booked the appointment. I booked it for a Saturday. I don't know what day this was that I made it. I think it was a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Wednesday and I booked for Saturday. Well, it was Thursday and I booked for Saturday. I know for a fact that my appointment was at on the Saturday. So, and I'm like, I'm excited. Like, I'm really excited. So I'm like, yes, I'm getting my nails done. So I sold the previous nails that I had off. I sold them off. So some tell me to go back on her site. So I go back on her site, and she like, you must have a consultation if this your first time booking with me. So I'm like, Like, I understand, but this ain't like hair. Like, these are nails. Either you know how to do nails or you don't. Like, so I'm like, okay. So I sent her a message, and I'm like, hey, I just sent that it's still a consultation, but I had already booked. Is that okay? So she's like, yeah, it's cool. You can still come. Da. So now I'm looking on the site to see, you know, if I need to bring anything or certain requirements that I need for the nail appointment. So I was just like, if you late by 5 minutes, your appointment will be canceled. Now most people, if you late, they'll, you know, add like $10 down to your total, but seems like she was gonna cancel the appointment. And I'm not the type of person who be late anyway, but we gotta take into consideration anything can happen. It can be traffic, it can be a funeral, a light could be out, they can be doing road. You know what I'm saying? But I know you're supposed to leave early, but stuff still can happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, like whatever. Then I'm strolling down even further, and she only do nails on, I think it was like Sundays and Wednesdays, and it's an extra fee if it's done on Saturdays. So in my eyes, I'm like, why would your site even let me book for that day for nail appointments? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm that type of person. I don't like booking sites anyway, just for the simple fact of I'm that type of person that, like today, my nails are basic, like just colored acrylic, that's it. But if they too plain, I want rhinestones, like stuff like that. I may ask for a design, or I might ask for something to get encapsulated or something like that. Like, but and then I don't know how to explain what I want. Like, is this considered like a basic set? Like, I know this is considered a basic set, but everybody's basic sets is different. So I don't really like booking sites. So I text her, I'm like, hey, I just read your site again, and it says only nails appointments on Sundays and Wednesdays before 12. And she's like, well, you already booked, it's okay, you can still come. I'm like, okay. So she don't send the address, and I understand when people don't send addresses, but she didn't send the address to the day before. The day before, the night before rather. Like, it was like 7 o'clock. So she sent the address because I'm not driving to 45 minutes to get my nails done. So I need the address so I can know how far I'm driving, so I can know what time I need to leave, what time I'm going to sleep. So I put it in my GPS that night, and it was like, I think like 25 minutes. So I'm like, okay, that's decent. Like, it's still far, but it's decent. So next morning I get up, and I do everything, take a shower, brush my teeth, do my hair, lay my edges, put lashes on, because I know I'm feeling like I'm finna go somewhere. Like, it's just me. Like, when I get something done, I can be well put together, so everything will be done. You feel me? So I'm putting it in the GPS or whatever, and I'm getting them. So at first, this thing cut me. That's so ghetto. Like, I'm a cut. Like, this is burning. Like, I'm cut. So I get there, and there's some apartments. And at first, the apartments were so ducked out to the point where when it told me to turn, I didn't even see the turn. So I sat in the middle of the street, and I'm just like, it's telling me to turn, but I don't see where I'm turning. So I go down some more, and I see where I turn it. So I turn in, and I'm like, she's scamming me. Like, she gotta be scamming me, because it don't look like it's supposed to be anything over here. So So I keep driving and I keep driving and I come across some apartments, yeah. Big up apartments, like, damn, this burn. Like, I'm in the ghetto, like, like, ghetto. So, I'm like, okay. So, I'm looking for the, like, apartment number. So, I'm driving around and I'm driving around. And I left 30 minutes early. So, driving around. And I cannot find this girl's apartment. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, you ain't give me no landmarks. You just send the address. I'm sorry, y'all, this burn. So I'm like, you just sent the address. I need landmarks, okay? I need stuff like when you get to this white curb at the bottom of the street, I'm gonna need for you to turn left. You're gonna go across the street and you're gonna see a tree trunk in the shape of a heart, make that left. Then go all the way down till you get to the pink stop sign. And then you're gonna make a left on Gersbury Street. And then you're gonna come all the way down past the Petersbury Doughboy. And I need stuff like that, okay? So I'm driving. And I'm like, dang, I'm gonna be late for my appointment. And I was like, if I'm late, I just ain't gonna go. Like, I'm just not gonna go, period. Okay. So, I called my coworker, which is one of my friends. And I'm like, girl, this is ghetto. Like, I'm driving in circles. And it's like dudes standing outside on the street, like, in white beaters and basketball shorts with they slides on, but instead of the slides being on, they toes hovering over the slides like this. And I'm just like, I am in the ghetto. Like, we are in the ghetto. So, yeah, don't talk about me. I know I ain't supposed to use my teeth, but with these nails on, it's you limited, but we gonna get it done. So eventually, that was disrespectful. So eventually, I found her apartment, yeah. And then I'm shooting a video. So when I found her apartment, yeah, it's all the way in the back. And I actually found it on accident. I was actually making a U-turn and then I found it. So, so I pull up and I'm looking and she stayed at the top apartment. And you know how like the stairs, like some of the stairs missing. And it's not like cement stairs, they wooden stairs, and some of them are missing. So it's like we finna play hopscotch to get to the girl apartment. And you know how like back in the day or in like movies that's made in the 90s, when you pull up to grandma's house or you pull up to the projects, they had like bikes outside, busted windows, abandoned cars. Like it looked like that. These apartments looked abandoned, like no one to live there but homeless people. And they don't even want to stay there. They just ain't got no place to stay, so they ain't got no choice. I'm really struggling with this, y'all. Okay, we're gonna come back because we gotta keep this thing moving. So I call my and I'm there like, damn, it's brown. I'm there like maybe 2 minutes before my appointment. So on her site, y'all, she got don't be late, but don't be early. What? So you want me to be on time? What if I fall through these steps? Then what? I'm gonna be late. So I gotta get her there early. So let me tell y'all what I do. So I walk up the steps with a minute left, and yeah, I stand outside her door. So I'm like this, outside the door, looking at my Apple Watch, like. So when my time was up, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I hear dogs barking and kids screaming. We in the ghetto. It's the ghetto. That's it. That's just what it is. So I'm looking like, okay, all right, this. I told you I just don't eat crab legs a year ago. Don't do me. Okay, we gonna get it. So she comes to the door and she stick her head out and she like, you got an appointment. So I said, yeah, I was supposed to get my nails done. And she was like, okay, the 11:30. And I'm like, yes. And she like, okay. So she let me in, and this was right before Easter, y'all, because I remember she had Easter baskets on the floor. So she let me in. Oh yeah, if Corona was a house. So I'm just like, okay. And she had a client still there getting her hair done. And it just so happened that I knew the girl. So I'm asking, I'm like, what you doing here? She like, oh, this my cousin. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. In the house, y'all, it's kids running around with just diapers on, stuff everywhere. I didn't even have a place to sit. She had to make me a place to sit. And it's the seat that she set me in, if Corona was a house, if Corona was a chair, it was dead. So I sit there and I kind of sit on the edge. So she like, I'm gonna be with you in a minute. How you don't want me to be early, or you don't want me to be late, but you late on my appointment because this other girl apparently had you running late. So now you late. So I could have got here late. So I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's okay. So 10 minutes go by. 10. I'm still not getting my nails done. So the girl finally leaving, and she's like, okay, you can have a seat. I'm sitting in the corner like I'm in timeout. And I'm like, really? And it's a small corner, like just big. So I look right here on the side of me. It's a trash can. You wouldn't even have the audacity to move the trash can. And she got a baby. So, you know what I'm smelling? Dirty ass diapers. So I'm like, okay. She was like, you know what you want? What color you want? What color she got? So she get. So y'all excuse her. She's spoiled. She just want to be in the camera. So she give me these 3 little colors, and I'm like, that's it. I'm like, give me blue. You know, her blue trump everything. So I'm like, give me blue. And she had this cute little glitter. I was like, in the glitter color. She was like, okay, you want them long or short? I was like, I want them long. She was like, okay. So I'm like this. You know how you stick your nails out for her to get started. And she like, oh, you just took your nails off? I'm like, yeah, I did. She was like, oh. So her children, yeah, is running back and forth, running back and forth. So I'm just like, the girl so. I stick my purse in this chair right here. The chair that the girl was sitting in when she was getting her hair done. So I'm just sitting in the chair, and her baby reached in my purse and took my keys. So you know how like he ain't trying to be mean, but you want your mama to know what they doing. So I'm like, you just gonna take my keys? Mama ain't saying that. She's sitting up here gluing my tips on. So he run off. So I'm like, you gonna run off with my keys? Mama still ain't saying that. She over here gluing tips on. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to be rude because I don't know how people is about their children. So her other son had come, and he take my phone. So I'm like, you not gonna no say nothing. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, you gonna take my phone too? Like, can I have my shit? Like, why y'all touching my stuff? So eventually, the mama looked up and she like, Oh my God. Who phone is that? Is that your phone? Duh. Yes. And she was, you might want to get it because I don't have money to like pay for another one. This your son, you get it. So I get the phone and I put it in my purse. This time I zip my purse up. So yeah, she putting the tips on and she talking to me about how I knew the dude who recommended me to her. So she put the tips on and she drilling my knees, drilling. She drilling my knuckles. Well, not really my knuckles, but she drilling like all the way right here, like my skin. So I'm like, ouch, like that hurt. Now I'm bleeding. I'm still like, oh my God, you bleeding. Duh. So she gets some little alcohol and she put the alcohol on there. And then now it's burnt now. So she drilling. Another finger started bleeding. So I'm like, I'm just ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go. So she didn't even try to cut my nails down. So I got these long tips like out here. So I'm like, you not gonna cut them? And she like, well, you said you wanted them long. Not this long. Dang, I still gotta type at work. So she was like, how long you want them? So I looked. I was like, you can cut them right here. So she cut them. So now she's sitting up here. I look up, she ain't got no bra on. So her son sitting up there crying. And she get up, she jump up to go see what he doing. And I'm just like, see, this is why you're not supposed to have children. If you don't want me to bring children to my appointment, no, you ain't supposed to sit up here and have no children, and I don't care. So she was like, I'll be back. I'm like, okay. So she come back, and the little boy, he like, mommy, can I have some milk? And she was like, no, I'm doing something. So he goes to the faucet and get him some water. He eating Oreos. He dipped the Oreo in the water, come back and touch my pants. Mama don't say nothing. So I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'm here. My patience is this thin. And I'm finna snap. So she doing my nails. I'm still bleeding. She nicking me. So when you put the polish on the cut, it burned. So she put the polish on this finger right here. This one was cut up so bad, yeah. I'm in that bitch like I'm donating blood. We might as well be at the Red Cross Foundation. I'm giving a blood transfusion. So I'm like, oh, that burn, like it burns. So she like, can you hold your finger straight? And it was like she was rushing, like she was really rushing when she was doing my nails. So fast forward to now she putting the gel top coat on. She only did one coat of blue polish, so my nails thin as hell. So she put the gel top coat on. I'm up under there. She only did one gel, like one cure of the gel top coat. So I'm just like, they not gonna be dry. She was like, oh, they'll dry. So she got another person. I guess they getting a sew-in. So when the girl knock on the door, she just get up and go let them in. So she come back down, and I guess she looked at me, because when I sat down and she doing the gel top coat on this hand, she like, who do your frontals? Excuse me? She like, who do your frontals? And I'm like, what frontal? The one that's on your hair. I said, my hair? Oh, that's your hair? Yes. And I don't care what nobody say, that is rude. yes, this is my hair. And I had laid my edges real good that day. So, and it didn't even look like a frontal, yeah. It didn't. So now at this point I'm offended. And I'm like, so what you telling me is black girls can't have their edges laid without having a frontal? That's basically what she's telling me. So she's like, no, I was just saying, if this a frontal, I got some competition because it was laid. I just thought it was a frontal. That's what you get for thinking. No, it's not a frontal. So the girl, she's sitting over there on the chair and she like, you look like Carisha. So I'm like, what? She was like, Carisha, you know, the city girl, Young Miami. So I'm like, okay. She was like, yeah, I don't like Young Miami. Well, bitch, what's up? What you trying to do? So I was like, okay. What's good? I ain't say what's good, but I'm like, okay. So the girl, she put the little gel top on. Oh, still one coat. And she was like, okay, you're done. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you're not gonna see me out. She was like, the door's right there. Make sure you lock it on your way out. And I'm just like, hey, dang, my fingers hurt. This nail polish ain't dry. They thin as hell. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I pay you. Which I shouldn't have because the service was terrible. So I pay her. And I'm out the door. So, you know, when you in the building, the sun ain't there. So you just going off like the light that's on the inside, like the room temperature light. Baby, I get in that sun. Trash. That was so bad. I wanted to turn around and say, give me my money back. But I didn't. I just, whatever she did the work, I will. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So a week go by, the nail's still on them. So I'm getting out the shower. I'm drying off. Yeah, tell me why my nails lifting. It's only been a week. Only been a week. So me being me, I super glue it back down. So I'm sitting there one day at work. I work from home, so I'm sitting on the computer. And one on break. It's only been a week, baby. It's not even a full week. I got my nails done on a Saturday. They lifting on a Wednesday. So I'm like, baby, I ain't coming back. Alright. And as bad as I wanted her to do my nails, or I needed a nail tech, no. So I was so desperate to have my nails done. I booked another appointment for her. And I wanted her to see that they was lifting. But then I had found somebody else to do my nails. So I had sent her my $10 deposit. The girl who had me with my nails lifting. So it was a $10 deposit. So I had read on her site. And she was like, if you experiencing costs or something, please don't come to your appointment. Your $10 refund will be refunded. So the day before the appointment, I lied to her. I said, I won't feel that I got a slight cough. I'm gonna cancel my appointment. She like, okay, baby. Yeah. That was in April. I still ain't got my $10 deposit. But I'm gonna charge it to the game. Cause this whatever. I found somebody else to do my nails, my friend Elisa. And yeah, she do the damn thing. So when I use these little basic things off and I come back, yeah, I'm gonna see how well my nails look. Okay, yeah. I'm full. That was my story time. I know you like, girl, you ain't eat nothing. I'm gonna eat later. I get full fast, but I always eat again in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm out, you guys. I hope you guys like this story time. I do have more story times. And thank you so much for watching my first video. If you watched it, if you haven't watched my first video, go check that out. It's basically like a little get to know me or whatever. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, please subscribe if you like the video. Leave a comment on what you think I could have did better, or another story time that you feel like I have been through. And yeah, we'll get to it. So yeah, always remember, you are blessed, so never be stressed. And that's just that on that, baby, period.
I'm the only one that know you best, and I'm the only one that make you happy when you're stressed. No, I'm kinda crazy, I'm a big baby. I was out here wildin', I'm just happy you was patient.